Hey everyone, I am making an Ultimate Custom Night difficulty guide. This is going to be the characters ranked on how easy or difficult they are to deal with. I have Begged for Mercy in the top. These are the hardest characters to deal with and just don't suck at the bottom, which means they're relatively easy to deal with. And so here we go. So let's start with Toy Chica. I would say there are easier animatronics to deal with, so I'll say barely a threat. Toy Freddy, you either have to keep a constant eye on him or get lucky with your camera flips. So I'll put him at beg for mercy. All right, Trash in the Gang, they are just distractions, and if you don't suck at the game, then you should be able to deal with them no problem. Withered Bonnie, hmm, manageable, I would say. Actually, I would say easy. He doesn't appear that often, so I would put him in easy, especially considering how rarely he appears. Withered Chica, I mean, all you have to do is close the top vent every time you flip the camera, so barely a threat. Uh, Dee Dee, just because of how random she is, I'll put her in challenging, but not at beg for mercy or below that. Uh, Afton, the Scrap Trap version, I would put him in easy. You only have a small window of time to react on his hardest difficulty, but it should still be manageable to be able to easily, like, all right, now for Ballora, I put her in uh, manageable if you're wearing headphones. Otherwise, you'll have to close both doors once you hear her. Balloon Boy, barely a threat. On it, having to click on her nose every so often once she appears, and she can only be summoned by DD or XOR, so, but I would say manageable, honestly. Bonnie, especially if Foxy is there, then I would say just don't suck. Now, Foxy, on the other hand, I would put him in challenging from my personal experience. And I would also do the same thing with Chica. She's pretty challenging to deal with. I would say, since we're talking about Chica in the music box, I would put the puppet same tier, challenging. This is just based on how personally difficult I find them to deal with. I'm going to put entered barely a threat. If you're doing the cam stalling, the plush animatronics are relatively easy to manage, so I'll put them in manageable. So L chip, barely a threat. You just have to press enter every time he appears, which on a laptop with a touchpad is a little challenging since you're moving the mouse cursor with one finger and pressing the enter key with another on the same hand, but it's still not that hard. Freddy, also barely a threat. You just have to close the left door every time you flip up the camera. Anyway, yeah. Funtime Chica, if you turn off visual effects, then just don't suck. Funtime Foxy, beg for mercy. Golden Freddy, manageable. You just have to flip the camera again or put on the mask. Hmm. Happy Frog, one of okay, she's immune to the heater, but she's manageable otherwise. You just have to put an audio lure to capture her. So I'd actually put her in easy, actually. The audio lure will keep her in place 100% of the time. Helpy, only really a threat if you also have Music Man active, so I'll put him in barely a threat. Jacko Chica, manageable, just keep the temperature low, and if she appears, just close both doors. Barely a threat. JJ, same as Balloon Boy. Lefty, challenging, but I find him easier than Chica and the puppet, so I'll put him in manageable. Lolbit, you just have to type LOL to get rid of them, so I'll put them in easy. Mangle, also just close the top door every time you flip the camera, so barely a threat. Mini arenas, I never encountered them that often. I don't know if I've ever encountered them, but I would say manageable. Molten Freddy, barely a threat. Mr. Hippo, I would put him in the same tier as, actually, I would put him below Happy Frog. Only thing is that if you end up losing to him, which is not that easy to do anyway, because both the heater and the audio lure work on him. Anyway, Music Man, manageable. Ned Bear, I would put him in the same tier as Happy Frog, easy. You just need to remember to use the heater. And the same thing with one of the others that also requires you to use the that's basically almost immune to the audio lure. That would be Orville. But otherwise, you don't need the audio lure that much. So I'd put him in the same tier as Happy Frog. Nightmare Balloon Boy, not as easy as some of the others, but definitely easy. Same deal as Circus Baby. Nightmare Bonnie is one of the plushes, so he's manageable. Nightmare Chica, not Jacko Chica, Nightmare Chica. This one's different. She can only be summoned by Dee Dee, and you just have to press the 4 key to get rid of her, and you have a good amount of time before she gets you, so I'll put her in easy. Nightmare, Fredbear, just close the side doors. Nightmare Freddy, just use the flashlight every so often. Nightmare, just close the doors every time, same as Fredbear. Anyway, here we go. Nightmare Mangle, same tier as the other two plushes, manageable. Nightmare Yon, challenging. Like, you have to keep constantly moving your mouse cursor, but still not as bad as some of the others. Old Man Consequences, I would say, is manageable. Phantom Balloon Boy, I would say, is manageable. Phantom Freddy, easy. Phantom Mangle, I would put the same as. Actually, all she does is make noise, so I would. Balloon Boy is a lot more disruptive, so I would put her in easy. Phone Guy, he does make noise, but unless Music Man is active or Lefty is active, that's rarely a problem. So just barely a threat. And Pig Patch, he's the same deal as with Mr. Hippo and one of the other mediocre melodies. Uh, I forget which one. So barely a threat. So oh well, actually just the same as Mr. Hippo because two of the others listen to the audio less, and one of them is immune to the heater. Plush trap, like especially if you're having to stall the plushies, he's going to be difficult to deal with. So yeah, beg for mercy if he appears. And Star Bonnie, if you don't use the cameras that often, he barely has a chance to appear. So barely a threat. Rockstar Chica, manageable. Rockstar Foxy, just don't click on the thing like ever and like or just get really lucky with it if you do and he won't be a problem. Interesting fact, he actually has the capability to appear. He's the only one that will appear at 0 AI and he can even still have a chance to jump scare you at 0 AI, which he's the only animatronic to do either of those things. Anyway, Rockstar Freddy, I would say easy. Just use the heater on him or pay him coins. You get plenty of those. Shadow Bunny just makes the office dark, makes some things harder to see, but he's manageable and he goes away after a while. Scrap Baby, barely a threat, I would say. Springtrap, same as Entered, same as Molten Freddy. Toy Bonnie, same as Toy Chica. Zor, Zor doesn't appear that often, or Exor, or however her name is pronounced, but if she does appear, you will definitely need to beg for mercy. Anyways, that's my ultimate custom night difficulty tier list. I hope you enjoyed and stay safe, stay awesome, and I hope to see you again soon.